Hello! It's time for our weekly Reaper run, but this time we're going to do something slightly different. It's most of the same, it's Reaper with Bomber. If you still don't believe in Bomber as a support Skul, you're wrong. But that's the thing. We're Bomber, we're Kaboom, and that's it. We're doing Itemless. Let's see if we can beat the hardest version of the game in level 10 with only this. No items at all. Which is going to be interesting, to say the least. You can ask, why Bomber with Reaper? Will he not steal kills from the soul reaping stuff? Actually, Bomber with Reaper have more synergy than you would think, because we not only can use Bomber to deal damage, we can also use Bomber for the quick invincibility of the swap in, essentially making it a third invisible skill, and for stuff like these elites that have a lot of HP, we can actually use Kaboom to deal some initial damage and then move into the good old Reaper stuff. So we can actually use that to reap more souls, which sometimes is useful. For instance here, Elite has a lot of HP, we can use Bomber to help with that. Let's see if we find something that doesn't have a lot of HP, but okay, this enemy. We can slash a couple of times. If we explode in front, we can steal the soul that way, which is good. Something for this kind of run is that we need to get as many resources as we can, so we actually want a seed that is long. If you don't know me, I'm also a speedrunner from this game, and I do some other stuff. So some knowledge is, if the shop is the next room, it is a very short run pattern, which is not awesome. And very short run patterns, even though it's very good for speedruns, it's not very good for Reaper runs, because you want to reap as many souls as we can, so we are not screwed in the Yggdrasil fight. As you can see, we are taking some damage already. Yes, it's part of because me not playing optimally, not very carefully, but also because hard mode is still hard. You can't just go hitless act 1 without anything, normal mode without having in normal run without mods. Yes, you can try, but it's not going to be trivial. This run is not trivial, I know. Oh, come on. Guy evaded the certain death there. I wanted that. But it's fine though. I will let it call the thing, so we can maybe grab one extra soul if we're lucky. Yeah, thank you. 33 so far. Good. I will, however, here we should not keep or use items. I will, however, take items with some descriptions, for instance absolute 0, so we can actually fix here. If we fix absolute 0 here, we're still not using the item technically. I don't know, I want poison, I want dizziness. Okay, we're going to take dizziness. Now we can go here and after destroying this syringe, I wanted that drug, absolutely, but we're going to fix here dizziness. So with absolute 0 and dizziness, we can stun and freeze enemies, and still buy drugs. Nice. It's going to be useful for the end game and against these kind of... For instance, against this guy, we can stun him with Kaboom, which is useful, to say the least. Even though it is only every few seconds because we don't have any other ability that inflicts stun, the 1 pip of the description by itself is useful. Especially since we are not doing any quintessence either. Yes, we could have started with, for instance, Wisp or Flying, and it would have been better than not having it. But I want you to, since we are using the mod to select the initial abilities and the curse, I want you to go like, it is achievable, but also I want to put some limitations on us, so it still feels like a hard run. We will not be able to stop these, it's fine. Also, if you haven't noticed yet, these things are going to take a while, and it's fine. It's part of being underpowered for the level of difficulty that the game expects right now. But I hope you enjoy the demonstration of skill, frustration, and probably me dying close to the end of the run anyway. Because I'm not that skilled. At this point you should know. Give me your soul. Alternatively, Shansung, your soul is mine. I will not wait. Now we got 1 soul anyway. Thanks! Heal. Some fragments. These fragments we can invest on these 3 pillars, which we definitely will. And also I want first I want actually the unique bomber. I don't think we're going legendary with bomber, but unique bomber first is going to be very useful. Ouch. 42 souls. We're getting close already to the threshold of 50, which makes the run actually fun. I mean, this run is going to be miserable, and don't let me fool you with that, with any hopes. But well, if I'm posting this video, it means that something interesting happened. Either got very close, or I won. So we will see. Also, I want my souls. Thank you. Now that we have these souls, we have our good harvest skill that we are going to save for the next room because this room is free. Yes. Here, I guess, more fragments. Some gold is important for buying drugs. But it should be okay to survive for now. Good. Some fragments. Healing. We will take the item up there, the legendary one, for gold. No quintessence. If we get 1 quintessence, we need to reset because we cannot remove 1. I think I'm going to take the shield for safety. Fragments, absolutely. More fragments, definitely. And going gold over items because we don't want to accidentally use one item. So let's go here and use our harvest, which is literally the funnest part of playing Reaper, harvesting entire rooms. Okay, I think we're doing well with fragments, thanks to the longer seed. I actually had a run before this one which was a short seed, so I reset. Even though it was going partially okay. I want to try this out and see like if we can do this challenge. Well, I think some people focus a lot on the ability of the mod of just going OP, and going OP is more fun, but going OP gets stale fast. It's like, it should be just a quick video showing how to finish a run with against the hero. Doing full runs with being pure OP is not as fun, not as interesting content, even though this probably will not get as many clicks as just doing something absurd would. But well, the views from the something absurd also dropped down a lot. At peak of absurdity and popularity, this channel was doing like 3,500 views a day. Now we're going like 500, but I'm fine with that. I understand like this wasn't going forever, especially since I'm not entertaining. So let's replace entertaining with skillful. And that's actually how I started getting burned out, because I tried to do the 3 Omen runs unmodded, and no one cared. People are here for the mods. So soon you will have more mods, so you can at least celebrate that, I guess. Kaboom makes us invincible. So if you think we are getting hit, you can do that instead, which is useful. Again. But yeah, if you think this is painful, wait until we fight the hero. If we fight the hero, because the hero has about 25 times more HP than this, and our damage is not going to be 25 times bigger than this. So the hero is going to take way longer. And the hits from the hero are going to be bigger than these ones. Imagine not being invincible against one entire sequence of attacks. I understand that, for instance, using Slime or Succubus would increase our win rate, our chances of victory for this run, but again, let's just slash. Let's see how this goes. We took only one hit of 25 so far, which I think it's fair. And let's try to keep it this way. I think we missed our kaboom, but it's fine. Holy damage! We didn't have Kaboom ready. That was my mistake. Should have used Sentence there to evade instead. So now we are at risk of dying, like if we get comboed by a 2-hit attack. Let's try not to do that. Good. Not even scared at all. We cannot buy anything here, but we can choose whether we want gold or HP. And I think we're going HP. It's only 5, but by the end it should add up. Because here, this is the combination of stuff that we will get normally, but since thanks to the mod we can actually choose or curses. But something here that I want to discuss. I'm not going to start with 4 curses, it would be like unrealistic. But I also want to give us a chance of survival. So something that I want to show is the new ambition, which is good. And I want something defensive, which is going to be Coward. We're not going to take any other curse. Now we're going to the regular ones. We want to usually stack 2 defensive abilities. One of them is Coward, the other one could be Mercury Heart. This is usually if you're trying to scale not on HP, but on not getting hit, which is very good. Though we don't have Heirloom, so stacking this up is going to be hard. Another way could be getting Super Baby. Super Baby is scaling on HP. Yes, it's going to be more hardcore quartz used, so it's worse for ambition. But this year, it's fairly okay by the end of the round. I'm going to take it because you could argue that this is better for the extra stuff on the pillar and the altars, so you don't have to invest on the middle altar. But at the same time, I don't feel like we can go very much hitless with so little damage. So we're going Coward and Super Baby, scaling with HP and some invincibility. And for damage, we're going to take Soul Strike, because Soul Strike is just plain good for this character that takes so long to deal damage. We will, as said, use Unique Bomber so we can do the swap a bit faster. But now we're going to invest on stuff. I'm going to start with HP actually, because our souls should deal some damage for us. And then skills. Skill and attack cooldown speed, so things go a bit faster. We could have considered using skills and items that scale up. Oh, we could have used a curse that scales up or speed, but we didn't. Why? Because they have because of the limitation of only 2 curses, so it's not absurd powerful, but also because they have downsides as well. For instance, the reduced damage from aging, or the reduced attack damage from Withered Hand. And here we cannot just stay around while our skill cools down, because skills do cool down slowly for a while. They're not going to be insanely faster by the end of the run. Something that we could have taken, Silent Cries. Silent Cries now, the new version, that is actually very good. But, and the curse that scales better than Ambition could have been Melanophobia, but Ambition has multiple levels of multiple stuff that might be better. I want to try it out with this combination, just in case. I know I'm not optimizing the Soul Collection, but this run is already going to take way longer than my average run. I don't want it to take 3 hours. So let's go here and just pretend everything is okay. More HP, good. These fragments are okay, since we can do this swap here. As long as we don't forget. I'm not going to take shield, but that's about everything we can take anyway. That was a bad sequence for Soul Strike specifically, but still. Not awful, I would say. Oh, come on. Bomber, I have to remember that now Bomber has a bit more radius, so if you want to do the swapping front trick for better chance at souls, need to be more careful. Really? This intense code one is full of HP, huh? Don't care though. Sentence is kinda nice. And of course, I'm going to hold Harvest actually against the for the elites. And talk to this. Since this is a longer seed, it's more important even to talk to these so they don't repeat. Oh, come on. I said that I was going to hold Harvest, right? And at the end... boom. Thank you for your souls. And Harvest is ready. So of course the first thing that we do is miss sentence completely, because why not? And now when both show, Harvest. And now that we have to wait, we can just use our attack for a bit. Though it's not going to do much, it's going to do something. And something is better than nothing. And 2 seconds from Soul Strike is not a awful cooldown for most of these, so it's fine. Another one, but yeah. These things are going to grow almost exponentially. They're going to be harder. Maybe should have focused on stacking up more stuff. But well, that's the... oh, we actually were able to stop one ultimate. And Bomber here is actually popping off because his cooldown is so low. And if it was legendary, it would be even more insane, right? Maybe I should go legendary Bomber instead of going Altars and just trust that that plus Silent Price makes us insane? Who knows? Maybe I'm building this very incorrectly. Nice! Even got the soul. 3 HP is not worth it. Okay, so... nice. Still no item, right? Good. So now we have to do the choice, right? Make the choice. Do we go for Legendary Bomber or Altars? I think I'm going to sit on it for a while and just see what will be better. Coward plus time stop. Very good. As well. Good, I guess. Great, a lot of fragments for us. It means that we can now think about whether or not we want legendary, because now we can afford a legendary. Ouch! That was a bad one. Okay then. I think, evaluating right now, we need the skill cooldown more than we need legendary bomber. So we're going to start investing on skill cooldown soon. But for now, let's try to get our 150 soul version of the... oh, that was bad time. Let's harvest here again. Good. 148. 149. Good. We still have half of this part of the act for before we have to actually do anything. So good. Very good. So 150 is going to be easy. Also, Duncan Knights. Yes. We don't have enough damage. Maybe we will lose this event and it's going to bring shame for our family or something, but don't care. Especially with such a bad... Yeah, I think we're going to miss here the Danka. We're going to lose. Or not. We're taking damage though. Remember that now we don't have the shop anymore, so every damage that we take here it goes to the sisters. And the sisters are dangerous. Thank you for the fragments. I wish I invested in HP. I know it's suboptimal to use Harvest while Sentence is still proccing, but I don't care about Optimal. Optimal is not dying. And not dying is priority number 1 now. Going to the sisters. Going to the sisters fight. We have 8 cores, so 16% amplification. Yeah, sure. Let's see how this goes. We'll need to pay a bit more attention to the moves here, because the sisters are dangerous. I don't believe that they are the hardest fight in the game, as Hexa says. In my opinion, that's the hero, by far. But he is too stubborn to actually open to arguments. We don't care about which sisters we're beating, as long as we are beating women. Happy Women's Month. Also, we have 2 layers of invincibility, right? First is our abilities, and second is Coward, that I even forgot we had because we weren't getting hit. That was a bad position, but couldn't see anything because I got hit. think this one is almost done. Good. I will try not to be blind on this. That was a bit bad. That was my mistake. This is harder when you're blind, definitely. But let's there she goes. Good. I think we're doing okay, even though it's 38 minutes into the video and we're not even close to the middle of the run. So feel free to skip ahead for a few minutes. But anyway, want more HP than gold, so we're going for HP. And we actually, since this run is a long seed, we actually got a lot of fragments already, which is good. I know that this goes against ambition, but by the end of the run, ambition is going to pay off anyway. So I'm going legendary bone. Don't care. I like my Kaboomer, and Kaboomer is going to be here. And now that we have this, we can buy stuff. I'm going to about 300 HP and then invest on skill cooldown speed, because skill cooldown speed, as you saw in the last fight, fairly important. We didn't hit anything there, but we were invincible, and that's what matters. Ouch! Okay, maybe something else matters a bit more, like not dying. Also, the mobility from swapping into bomber, very good. Very, very good. Maybe legendary bomber was the right choice. but we only know for sure by the end of the run. Ouch. And also we need to be careful. That's a lot of HP. Already lost so early. Frieza is here with Missile Guy, which doesn't help. And for some reason I was pressing the wrong button instead of Kaboom. I was pressing the swap button. Frieza? Come back? Here? Or did we kick? Oh! The bomb killed Frieza. Good! Oh, our bomb now we cannot use the trick anymore. It's fine. Let's go here, we can buy the drug, fine. I know that drug is for movement and attack speed, sorry about that. But actually movement speed is good. It allows us to evade difficult enemies. Since you are in my field of view from covered, take some amplified damage. Holy, that's a lot of HP. Also, we have a tornado here, and oh, explode here, don't care. That was a very bad harvest because now we have to enter a room without it. Doesn't matter though, it's a gold room. And I think shop is next. No, we already went through the shop, right? So adventures could be next. Next one then. Okay then. I will use Overseer. Bomber is kind of carrying this run. Good. Or Elite being immortal, doesn't matter. We can clean everything else and then go back to it. After we kill it, Frieza is going to show up. So it's good that we killed everything else before. Swap cooldown speed, very good. I wish we found more of the purple drug because it would help a lot with our damage. I just jumped so we could kill two floors at the same time. Again, we want to save as much HP as we can. And that's not how you do it. By not seeing Frieza. This is dead. I'll stay off for a while. Oh, I'm okay with that. Let's take our gold. Jump in. Maybe we should have done this challenge with quintessence to make this a bit faster or something, but it's fine. Probably. We still have our extra life. We still have some HP. Yes, I wanted more HP than that for this adventurous fight, because they also have a lot of HP. And if you haven't noticed, we don't have that much damage. And because of Bomber, we're not going to increase so many souls anymore. Maybe at this point, because our Bomber is legendary, he starts to steal kills from Reaper. That makes it a bit more complicated. But at least we have covered. This kind of run is a bit more, not only is longer, but like I cannot say much for these fights because these fights actually require some concentration. They're not free like the usual modded runs that you're used to see, but also the kind of powerful builds that we usually reach this point. To be more underpowered than this is just by not playing Reaper. And of course Kaboom, which is the actual better Skul in this game. See how much damage. Take this. Good. Invisibility. Wrong Kaboom. Oops. Evade that. We should have been focusing on the healer, huh? Because the healer is annoying for this fight, since we have so little damage. I hate the mechanic for this. Oh, really? If she heals more than we can do damage, this fight is going to take infinite time. We're going to die. Yeah. The situation started to become dire. Especially since now we are in the red HP zone. I don't know if we can actually focus on the healer here, because she is healing more than we are being able to deal damage. Maybe we can kill one of these before, if the game allows us to actually deal damage. Ouch. No, not another one, please. Have some mercy. No! This is going to kill us. Maybe we needed the luck to not find a healer in this. I mean, it's only 1 in 4 chance of it not being the healer, right? No. We could have gotten the mage, the archer, so we could have had a bit better chance of not finding the healer, but I'm trying to hold dear to this life, because if we lose this, we are in a danger position against the hero, essentially, because there's no way we can beat the hero without losing 1 life, since we are already losing. Holy! So you're saying there's a chance? That was close. We have our nice. Let's get our stuff. No items dropped. Good. I think 5 more HP or 11 more. Right now, fragments. If it was higher rarity, we would have gotten the other one. But let's grab as much HP as we can. Absolutely. Not even ashamed. We survived. That was insane. I mean, that was a demonstration of how skillful I am at this game. Too bad only 2 people watched, and one of them was me. So yeah, since we have an alchemist with protection, we want to kill everything else that we can, so we can then yeah, these things are going to take a while. The worst part is, because of everything, we cannot just go full damage on the curses. Otherwise it would increase our DPS, but without the survivability of Coward and Super Baby, we would have died already. So they are useful. Maybe one could argue that the Soul Strike was not the correct pick. Maybe we should have gone with Melanophobia, but again, the limit of 2 curses made it a bit different. I think I missed the... Oh, come on. Didn't even get the soul. Fine. Oh. Interestingly, we haven't seen yet Super Frieza, which is good because it would have been scary. Can we get this here? We can. Good. Another kill stolen by Kaboom, but don't care. We're surviving, and that's what matters. Second thing that matters, drugs. Give us drugs. No drugs, okay then. Yeah, I'm going to cheese it out. Yes, more souls, but at the same time, don't care. Just don't want to deal with oh, I guess we are going to deal with. And of course, there's a plate armor elite around. Because why not? Ah, cool. We didn't lose a single life to this. For now, I think we're okay. He says, before dying, probably. Okay, we enabled coward, but don't care. I will talk to this old man. I'm not paying 39 HP for this. I mean, it could be a legendary. I'm paying 39 for a unique. Fine. 38? Okay, it rounded down. Good. Doesn't matter though. We're just going here. This is 10 HP. We're doing it. Absolutely. Any help that we can take. That's not the most stealth of the come on, of the skulls in the game. Oh well. At least we get some kills as well. Reaper is too tall, too large. The hitbox for these. Everything sees him. Well. I guess. Since this is free, more fragments for us. And thank you. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to grab the 10 more HP. Frieza here. Remember when I was celebrating that we hadn't seen Elite Frieza? Now we do. And of course he deals 30 damage instantly to us. And no, please don't. Of course. There's a golem here to help him. Make this suck even more. That's the worst part, right? Frieza by himself is manageable, but we couldn't deal enough damage to those things to... Ouch. So yeah, we lost about like 80 HP on this, which is not good against the boss, because I usually say that Chimera is the easiest boss in the game, but she is the easiest boss in the game in the context that she is, which is we are very powerful and she's easy to evade because of that. Like, we just deal damage. But in this state, it's not that easy. Because we cannot evaluate a boss or anything in the game, a boss, an item, a curse, in the vacuum. You need to evaluate in the context that we are playing. And in this case, it's a level 10 Itemless run with only 415% damage and no items dealing extra damage. And our only source of amplification, Coward. Not truly Coward, because we also have Ambition, but Ambition is not a lot. 16 right now, and we are actually going to go lower. We should be using these skills for safety, but well, we gotta use them for damage as well, right? I think we needed like 4 more slots for dark abilities to make this run pop off. If anyone out there knows how to do mods for this game, I would love 4 more slots for dark abilities. Our attacks kinda deal some damage. And we do have the extra damage from Harvest, so it's kind of okay. Though it's not a lot right now. Right? I think I'm going to use cover here for the extra damage. Okay, needed the concentration there, I can comment a lot, but apparently Chimera is still the easiest boss in the game. We're going to take the 10 HP here. Again, as much as HP as we can stack. We will max out our Soul Strike. And now everything else goes to Ambition. It's going to be just a little damage amplification, but it's going to be damage amplification, which is good enough. Yes, I'm going to prioritize this. Ow, I just bit my tongue. Ouch! I'm going to prioritize these two over damage because Reaper has the souls, but we do need as many evolutions on these pillars as we can. So let's go for more fragments, and maybe we're lucky. As they say, better lucky than good, right? So let's see if at least we're good, lucky, because we're not good. I mean, definitely above average, right? Not many players could do this year, reach this far without losing a life, without an item, but well, I'm not going to call myself the Michael Jordan or the Hey Pelé of Skul the Hero Slayer, because my ego is not as huge as Axis. This is not even the best player out there. If you watch those Korean players, like first week of the beta beating the hero with only Skul and 3 Omen when the hero and Omen were hard to play with, and still like cleaning the floor with us. It doesn't matter though. To each their own, and for me it's well. Holy crap, this enemy is harder to play against than the Chimera. So let's harvest, I guess. Thought it didn't even get the soul. What a shame. Champion, thank you. Wasn't expecting a legendary from the unique chest, but I'll take it. Absolutely. We are going to kill whatever we can for the souls and the extra harvest buffs. And also thanks for the thanks to the, I don't know if these things have souls. Do they? They shouldn't, right? Otherwise people would. Yeah, I don't know. Just a few seconds wasted trying it out, so it won't change much. We did take a lot of damage already, huh? At half HP. So we need to take care, like go with caution so we don't die to the adventurers. This act is dangerous. The least dangerous part of this act is usually Joan, because you are like hero ready, but we're not hero ready, right? With this build, we're suffering to break the shield of this guy while he's doing this to us. We don't need to break the shield, but since he moves a lot, we are hitting the shield. And if you hit the shield, it doesn't count even if you are hitting on the back. That's how the devs implemented this. We don't have any other choice besides fighting the shield and the enemy and see what dies first. Right now was the shield. He can summon another shield though, so let's do it. Yep. Let's do as much damage as we can. Even Harvest went through the shield instead of the character. At least the enemy doesn't heal like the elite did, which was awful for us. Holy, every time you kill some of these, another one appears, huh? That's brutal. Please. Before another shield shows up. Thank you. Also thank you for the extra fragments. All of them will help, because that's what this run does. Uses fragments and tries to survive. One hour 13 into the run. This is going to take a little while, unless we die very soon. I hope we don't, because this has been an interesting run so far. A display of a bit of skill and a bit of luck. But also a bit of Reap, right? We started with Reaper, but you can consider like in a run that we could have found the Reaper in the first room and then decided, now we're going to do the Hitless or something. But this is definitely an achievable run. And normally, just need a good seed. And that's the beauty of using the mod for stuff that is just not like absurd runs. You can just roll these and just test yourself in scenarios that wouldn't show very easily. Reaper is one of the hardest ones to find, because first is a legendary, and second is a desirable legendary, and third it's the legendary that you need very early to be effective. So, boom. Thank you. Let's go here, and I'll take shield, I'll take drugs. And that's already gone. Okay, gold is so useless in this late, man. Inflation is too high, just like in real life. Lost the souls there, because I wasn't expecting sentence to go out so fast. This, and this, and this. Nice. Where is it? Even full HP. Good. Let's try to stay that way, if we can. Wish right now is... we took 1 damage, but we can heal here. Optimal. And gold over items, because in this act, like if you're doing an itemless run, it makes more sense. Otherwise, if you're doing a regular run, items over gold. Don't listen to Haxa, he's bad at math. And I know you can say like, it sounds like math, not math. But remember, I'm Latino. You're racist if you're if you're complaining about my accent. My accent. I can't even speak this language. Why do I have a channel with 100,000 views? I guess it's because I'm good at math. So I did what a math nerd does and implemented mods to make this game fun for everyone. Holy damage this guy. This guy has probably as much HP as an adventurer, huh? We even lost. Missed. I'm not going to miss the soul there. Ah. In time. Breathe. Invisibility. Boom. Fireworks. Gent boulders. Thank you. Screw you too. Okay, what adventures would be bad here? All of them. It's one of the bad ones, which is all of them. Actually, this one is at least like he hits hard, but at least he doesn't move very fast. Though, because of the skills that we have, we would rather have something that moves fast and than something that hits very hard and is invincible. Invisibility is harder to deal with. Ouch! We lost like 90 HP in 2 hits. Use your swaps, not only because of the invincibility, but because of the shield. Roy Jenkins to you too. The movement speed of Reapers, of Kaboomer. Not Kaboomer, just Bomber in general. It's such a good tool. It's absolutely underrated, I would say, because people just think of Bomber either. It's usually as a Kaboom fast swap skill, support Skul, right? Sometimes people do see him as a skill spam, which he actually is. A very good skill spam character. But mobility is insane. With or without burn, being able to go from one side of the screen to the other, very valuable to evade some of these attacks. So yeah, this fight, the thief, which is the smallest one, has 25,000 HP. I wouldn't, like, this guy probably has 35, 40. No idea. I don't count. I usually don't open mods in these fights to check out. Could probably data mine this for the community, but I think I do enough, right? Mods are enough. I don't need to also be the one that knows everything. I know suboptimal their timing with that with Soul Strike, but take some. Halfway there. 10 more minutes and we'll be done with this fight. If you're still here watching this video, all I have to say is thanks for the trust, I guess. Comment in to show that you reached this far into the video. Put in the comments pineapple pizza. Just say that in the comments and you have my heart there. Pineapple pizza. Not that you like it, not that you hate it, just that it exists. Oh. I think Silent Cries would be so insane here, but we need all the help we can get. And right now, this is the build that we chose, right? So cannot complain. Two ultimates. Don't care. We're still in a healthy situation, like we are still over 50% HP, which is good. Even our swap deals some damage here. Awesome! Awesome, awesome. Yes, we went a bit under 50% HP, but we survived. Good. This is a good sign for this build. Also, a good sign for this build is we just maximized our 3 pillars, so we don't need to care about this anymore. We can go for gold and try to buy a couple of drugs. Alternatively, we could go here and try to get Bone Shield and replace Ambition with it, and just guarantee like we go insane. But I think it's, well, it's unnecessary. Not unnecessary, but like 3 defensive items is not great, and it goes against the rule that I set myself, which is only 2 curses. Because curses are very powerful, and I don't want people to say that I only got there because I started with 4 curses. You can agree like Coward is very good and almost carries the run, but you could also say that even without Coward, you kinda need the skill and game knowledge and whatever to reach this far. But yes, Coward is very powerful. Wait, what? Why did my cable not come out? No idea. Don't care though. We're okay. Ouch. Can I do this? My swap button didn't okay. Took more damage in this room than in the warrior room, I guess. Don't care. Let's just kill this one. Ouch! Yeah, definitely more damage in this run in this room than against the yeah, just a comment. Now we go for item for the gold. We have one more fragment than we need. But yeah, the second half of Act 4, the rooms are brutal. If you hadn't noticed. These things have a lot of HP and deal a lot of damage. But usually you have a lot of items here that would help, right? So it's usually not this dangerous, but well, We don't have this luxury. So let's go for more gold. And see if we can find some drugs. We should also... Oh, nice shield. We should also keep some gold for the Act 5 shop in case we need to heal there. We don't want to be the ones that died to the hero because we were forced to get into the fight with 100 HP or something. Ideally we are not forced to make this, but at the same time, you know this game, how unpredictable it is. So let's try not to die. Interesting. Because of this movement, we are not hitting the protection. Good. Though our damage is on our skills, so. Breaking a sweat against this elite, huh? Oh, nice. I'll take the shield. Thank you. Not bad. 2006 damage. Means we only need to hit like 50 of these on the second phase of the hero. In max damage to not die and to win. So yeah, if you have any doubt, this run is not easy. Let's heal. Let's reroll a couple of times. I'll take the shield and one more. Now we will move on. Again, items for gold. We didn't strike our luck here on the drug department, but that's part of the game. We can't have everything, right? Good. Oh! Slime's here. If you don't know what happens when you talk to the slime, when the slime is... when you have 0 items, you will find out soon. Unless we lose so much HP that we die in this room. Which I hope doesn't happen. So let's kill all these things and more of these. Chill out, dude. Good. So yeah, when you talk to the slime, first, for saving me, this first line is the same, but then, since you saved me, I'll repay you with magic. Let's see. You have nothing. How pure. Let me reward you with a nice gift. It will be great help on your adventure. Ho ho ho! Are you slime or Santa Claus? He just replied, I'm the magical slime. And that's the item. If you've never seen this, you can actually start with this on if you're using the mod. And like, one hit, you kill an enemy. A non-boss enemy, non-adventurer, but you kill an enemy with a single hit, which is nice. This room, good for farming, not good for speed, I guess. Huh, not bad attack speed, huh? Hadn't attacked in, I think it's the drug maybe? Oh, the healing item that is helping, but not bad. You have the explosion. Arbiter is dangerous. Just realized we had 7 of those. Holy damage. Like, these guys are tough. When it's 1-on-1 and the other one is low and regeneration is the skill, perfectly fine. This is not dangerous at all, as long as you can dash when it jumps, and that's it. This is more dangerous than that one, so let's try not to take damage to that. Okay, it's time for the Joan fight. 1 hour and 38 minutes in, and they fixed this door. Now it doesn't hit you in the butt anymore. Good. Yeah, 313. So 648% magic attack. Wait, what? Physical and magic attack 5% per core. We have 11, so 55. Yeah. Not bad, I guess. So here, we just need to play a bit carefully. But this first phase shouldn't be a problem. It will be annoying though, because first these things have like 30,000 HP each, I think. But the second phase could be a bit of a problem because balls. She sent a lot of them and they deal a lot of damage. You can take like 70 damage in 2 hits. These balls are not the dangerous ones, we have speed here. But if we can, I want to keep as much shield as possible for the hero fight, because shield is extra HP. I don't care about farming here, I don't care about who kills who, I just care about not dying and not taking much damage. Those balls that she just sent from the sky are the ones that we get from the new item, the Grace of Leonia, and it's kinda nice. But what's truly kinda nice is Harvest. Sentence is nice, it gives you It's okay, it gives you invisibility and that's why we used it, but the true power here is being able to use Harvest and not only clean rooms and gain HP, but all of that while invincible. And the damage is insane, right? If we did have items and amplification, it would be considerable. One-shotting many. But it's okay. We got rid of one pillar. We're almost there with the other one. Still a 98 shield, so we actually healed in this first phase of Joan. That's nice. Also some harvest stuff. Good. Jump, jump. We all want to search you. Oh no, balls. She already started. Balls everywhere. So yeah, John's like 50-60,000 HP in this second phase, I think. So it's going to take a while, but as long as we evade most of her stuff, we should be fine. Ouch. No, there goes shield. That was a bad position because we couldn't see anything. I'm playing a bit careless for someone playing Itemless, I think. But we gotta deal some damage, right? Oh, that was bad. That's the balls that deal like 30 per hit, and if you fall through them, it hurts, as you may have seen. But we are getting close to killing Joan, and hopefully we get a good healing item from the hero. Oh, before the hero. Because we might need it. Nice! No life lost, which is very good. So, new Grace of Leonia, looking nice, but we are not taking it. We don't care about the gold, we care about HP. Any HP will help, definitely. Can look here, can we can debate a lot here what would be the correct choice, because like this here is 4 HP, so 44 extra HP, 55 extra damage, 22% extra amplification. Would it be better to replace it with Shyness or something? It's hard to say. We could even argue for Silent Cries for more cooldown. Replace, I don't know, Super Baby with something else defensive or something offensive. We never know. But leave in the comments what would you, without the power of hindsight right now, without knowing if I won or not. Let me know in the comments, how would you build this differently? If you would have built this differently. For now, let's walk here, collect the last few souls. And see how this goes against the hero. Because, in my experience, the hero is the hardest fight in the game. It's like, yes, you can learn the movements, yes, you can evade, you can learn the patterns, you can predict, but at the same time, we cannot destroy this here or in our inventory, so we cannot use that. Take the drug, reroll once, shield would have been better, probably. Doesn't matter. Nice. Slash them all. Boom. Nice. Yeah, so far, so good. Maybe we can at least find 350 souls. 352. Nice. I'm cautiously optimistic so far. But yeah. But let's now get the horses in front of whatever behind. I forgot the saying. You know what saying I'm talking about. You know what saying I'm saying. Anyway, these are the final stats. We are doing Reaper with Bomber, both legendary, both of the all three of the altars from Arachne are also maxed out. So we also have 0 items. That's the idea of this run. 0 items and 0 quintessences, which is the hardest part, I would say. So let's review this. Ambition, Coward, Super Baby, Soul Strike. Ambition for random stats, which is nice. Coward for defense. I usually like 2 defensive curses or abilities if you can combine. And for this is Super Baby. And we are doing Soul Strike for maximum offensive because most of our damage comes from skills. And our skills have slow cooldown. You can also see that we have 2 inscriptions that have some value because they help stopping the hero when we attack him or when we cast a skill. These are our final stats: 480 HP, a bit under 700 magic attack. Part of that might be because of it's fine, and 293% skill cooldown speed, which is good. Let's stop talking and just go here. Deep breath, and I'll see you in the other end. And if you are watching this and have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. I appreciate the support. We're at the time of the recording, we're very close to 700 subscribers, and it will be nice. I started doing this content for this game 3 months ago, in the end of December, I was just playing around with the hero fights. I used to record my hero fights without thinking about posting on YouTube, just to have them like review them and see how things go. And then because of the Dark Mirror beta, I put some of my runs there, so that I was actually a bit better than average at this game because I had 300 hours at the time. So I made a video just describing how I actually played the game. And long story short, I had fun. And that's why I still make this content here. Oh, nope. I lost some HP here, but yeah. Could have used the Kaboom and gone invincible. Would have been smarter. But that's why you don't talk a lot. It's like I'm underestimating this phase of the hero and not being silent. But also I know by the stats on YouTube that this is the part of the run where people jump more into. They just want to see the action, how this concludes. And yeah, I understand. So I'm impatient too, and this is a 2-hour video. Ouch. Take some harvesting. But yeah, this is going to take a while. I hope you enjoy the soundtrack because it is a banger. And Coward is nice here because we can deal a bit more damage, and also because we took 0. Evaded the grab, good. By the way, if you evade the grab with Coward there, he still does the animation as if he grabbed you even though he didn't. It's funny to see. But we actually jumped, so we didn't need to. We're about to phase him out into the beams, I think. See? What I told you about the grab animation. He tried to throw us even though... Yeah, remember that after the 50% HP, he does that. Which is interesting to say the least. The extra slash on the move, I meant. I guess 300%, 297% skill cooldown. Kinda good. Again slash. This time I didn't want to wait, so Take this. Take some hard sentencing as well. We're almost there for the first phase, which is definitely not the hardest one. We know that the hard phase is yet to come, but we're close to it, and we are fairly healthy. So yeah, I believe since phase 1 was so slow, I'm going to put a timestamp here. So if you skipped right into this part of the video, I appreciate you anyway, and I would appreciate a like, a subscribe, or a comment saying I was there. Huh. Take some of this, and yeah, some of this as well. Ouch. That spike placement was a bit evil game. I think we missed the harvest, the sentence. Good 820 damage with the swap though. Since we have covered here, let's okay. Bomber is better at this, and because we have Kaboom, we can swap and be invincible. That was a good one. Oh, come on. Couldn't skip that. Sadly. Which is bad. Because the hero definitely has too much HP for us. That's like getting 10 skills undone. In a blinking of an eye. Thank goodness we evaded that through the means of invincibility, because I cannot survive that for... Thank you for another invincibility, because I didn't even see that coming. See, the power of coward. because we're cowards. I can see the devs nerfing this out because coward is carriers. The swapping was a bit bad there. And by a bit I mean a lot. But let's try not to get grabbed. And Bomber helps here again, because his swap pushes us forward, so it helps against that. Holy, that was too much damage, man. Okay, that one at least. Come on, I'm messing up this at evading the most basic one, man. No. No. Okay. Yeah, I think we're kinda dead. Ow! I didn't see. I couldn't see that coming. But yeah, if you reached this far into the video, thanks for wasting 2 hours of your life with me. This was actually fun. This was interesting, in my opinion. Again, we could discuss what if these could change anything, if we should have gone a bit more damage based, maybe more ambitious, or like just go full insane with 4 curses and this would guarantee this fight. But also I could have evaded better, because those dashes are the basic attack from the hero, and I got hit like 10 times by them. I don't know, a bit more loyal on drugs. I don't know, I don't want to make excuses. This was close. We could have gotten there. Maybe in a year I try this again. But until then, I'll see you in the next video, which is hopefully about the mod, or some more gameplay before the mod. But I have mods updates for this week. I hope you're there. So until then, stay safe. Thanks for watching.